My name is James Fortune, and I am here with my wife, Canada Fortune, and we want to talk to you about Infiniti Matrix stem cell therapy. And specifically today, we're going to let Canada tell her story of her experience because just a little over 30 days ago, we both had Infiniti Matrix stem cell therapy. What was your experience?
Well, as you know, for about 5 years, I just had tremendous foot issues. I don't know if my arches were falling. I don't know what exactly was going on, but I just had foot pain, and it resulted of me wearing a boot for a month at one point because my arches hurt so bad, it was the outer foot. I mean, just so many different things with my feet were going wrong, and I am not old. I am 47 and doing great, but my feet hurt so bad, and we have so many things that we need to do for work, for ministry. We have teenagers, some adults now, but we are a family busy doing life, and I don't have time for my feet to hurt. I've got things to get done, like most people. But anyway, about 5 years of really bad pain, and I mean, sometimes I would not even be able to wear tennis shoes. And what happened was the bones of my feet were separating, and it was allowing the nerves to drop down below the bones and pinch. So I'd have pinched nerve pain, which was resulting in fire and burning, horrible pain through my toes. And I couldn't even walk like sometimes tennis shoes. So therefore I couldn't exercise. There's so many things I couldn't do.
Yeah.
I would have good days and I'd have bad days. And the good days I would try to walk as much as I could.
And then you'd hit a wall.
And then I would hit a wall.
And then you were done. It's like, didn't matter what was going on. You
That's
had to
right.
lay down.
That's right.
Put your foot up.
I had to put my foot up. And sometimes putting my foot up hurt worse because then the swelling would just throb and the shooting pain it'd be horrendous. And again, I don't have time for this. I have a lot going on. Anyway, we got the Infiniti Matrix stem cell therapy, and the next day I had a 30-year high school reunion to go to.
Yeah.
And I always prepare my shoes accordingly to wear, okay, if it's a heel, I usually just can't wear my heels anymore, and I like cute little heels. So I took my cute little heels, and I thought, okay, I'll maybe be able to wear those for about 30 minutes. We're staying in a hotel, so I'll go get the other ones to switch them out. I actually was in my 4.5-inch heel for 5.5 hours. So the whole evening, right?
Yes.
Of dining and walking around and greeting people and saying hi and all of these things. I was in my high heels for that long. Now, at the end of the night, like most girls in high heels, their toes hurt a little bit. My toes were starting to hurt. I thought, okay, I have pushed the limit. I need to take my shoes off. Now, what that normally meant was that my feet were going to be hurting for a good 2 to 3 hours, if not a day, right? So I'd have to just not walk and just be off my foot. And really, none of my friends really know how bad it was. And so this will probably shock people that know me. But anyway, the bottom line is I took my shoes off that night. And within 2 minutes, the pain was gone. And I looked at you and I said, my feet are not hurting.
I remember.
Not hurting.
It was amazing.
And I walked on them. I walked around the room and they did not hurt. It's almost like there was cushion back in my feet. Because I think my feet had gotten to where I felt like I was walking on bone sometimes where there was not much cushion. So it felt like my feet were actually cushioned and they just didn't hurt. And I was just floored. So then, of course, it's like, okay, well, maybe that was today, but I wonder, I've not hurt. We've had it now for 5 weeks. And for 5 weeks, I have not had foot pain. And that is a huge, huge blessing to me.
It's amazing. It's a tremendous change. So not only is your foot better now,
right?
But about 2.5 weeks ago, what happened to your shoulder?
Well, a weird thing happened to my shoulder. I was in a certain position, and when I moved it, it popped just a little bit, and it was my left shoulder. And I had been in an accident a year ago, and I had whiplash, and so by taking the Infiniti Matrix stem cells, I was hoping that my right shoulder would be better. And So I still had just a tiny bit of pain, same pain here, but I moved this shoulder wrong and it just popped a little bit. That day I was fine, still used it. That night I couldn't lift it and it was throbbing in horrible, horrible pain. And I went to my chiropractor the next day and I thought, well, maybe I popped it out of place. Maybe he can just pop it right back in and I'll be good as new. Because I had my son's wedding coming up in 2 weeks. And, you know, mamas, we don't have time for that, right?
No.
We don't have time for not being able to use our arms. So I went to the chiropractor and he, you know, poked around, moved some things around. And I was screaming. I was in excruciating pain.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, I know this is going to hurt, but you're going to have to bear with me. I've got to do a test. And he literally lifted my arm straight out and said, okay, let's test it. You try to hold your arm up. And it literally dropped like it was dead. I screamed. I was in so much pain. So my shoulder from here down, no strength, excruciating pain. I could not lift it. I couldn't even lift my arm like this at all. My husband had to start helping me dress. My kids had to help me even move. I would literally be screaming in my house just because I moved wrong and it was hurting so bad. So
what was the diagnosis?
The diagnosis was that I tore my rotator cuff. And so he was setting me up for an MRI. So I think it was, you know, we hadn't fully gotten it set up yet. And of course, my awesome, amazing church family prayed for me because we believe God is a healer, right? Yeah. God heals my body. And I got some improvement the night that I got prayed for, but the rest of the week I was still in excruciating pain. And literally within 6 days, the pain that was right here, just excruciating, lifted. The pain just lifted. And I was sitting there and I thought, my shoulder's not hurting anymore. So I start moving my shoulder and I'm like, I'm not feeling any pain. This is weird. This is wild. And as I moved my shoulder, I didn't have pain. I tried to lift my arm. I couldn't quite lift my arm, but my shoulder did not have pain.
Wow.
And so within like 2 days, I started getting strength back in my arm. And to this day, I can lift my arm. It's kind of hard right here with not much room, but I can lift it all the way up, full range of motion. And I thought I would be in a sling. I had to wear a sling on my arm for a week. I thought I would be in that same sling at the wedding.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's horrible. But I did not have to be in a sling for that wedding. I was able to lift, decorate, do everything I needed to do. And God is good. I feel great. I know that what God has led us to partake in has helped us. And I'm just excited to see all the different things that it does for our future. Again, we've only had them in our body for like 5 weeks as of today. So there's more and more things that we'll be able to share. But for me, that was tremendous and fast. So I know not everybody has the same results, but if you have any foot pain, seriously, like any kind of nerve type pain, check it out. That's all I have to say is just check it out.
Has there been any other changes like in energy or sleep or anything else that you've had since you've received
I would definitely say I've had
Matrix
more energy.
Stem cell therapy, more energy.
I would say I've had more consistent energy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, that's tremendous, and I'm very happy because most people, when they get a torn rotator cuff, they get a surgery, and then you see them walking around in this contraption where their arm is immobilized for like 5 months.
Yeah.
It's a horrible recovery.
Yeah.
It's tremendous. And instead, your whole process, the pain left after 6 days.
Yes.
And since then, you've almost regained full range of motion or you have, and no pain.
No pain.
Wow. That's, I'll take that over a surgery any day.
Yeah.
That's tremendous.
I mean, there's no pain. Sometimes they feel a little bit tired, like I need to rest. And I have just gone through a wedding, so I have overworked my arms.
Yeah.
And so, I'm resting them. But pain is gone.
Wow.
That's exciting.
That is awesome. Wow. Tremendous. Well, thank you for joining us. If you want to find out more about Infiniti Matrix stem cell therapy, you can go to www.healing-revolution.com And there is a video seminar there. There are forms you can download so that you can get a consultation on what would be involved in you receiving Infiniti Matrix stem cell therapy. But our lives have been changed for the better tremendously through this therapy.
And if you have any questions, you can contact us on Facebook.
Yes. James in Canada Fortune.
And Canada's with a K.
All right. Thank you so much, Hen. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you later.